The Conservatives in Ashton are strong and they're worried, so much so that they've sent a message to the Conservative Party conference at Blackpool. In a warning to their leaders, they have tabled this resolution.
That this conference wishes to inform Her Majesty's Government that the Conservative natives are getting very restless.
The party workers in Ashton are also restless because they feel that the public is disillusioned with the Tory government. The workers see the support that they've built up for the party slipping away. They don't have to strain their ears to get the message from the people who voted Conservative in 1970. Have you always worked for the Conservative Party, Roland?
I have, yes. Very good party.
Did you work for the Conservatives in 1970, Roland?
Yes, I did. 2.5. And I did all the canvassing in my area. I worked very hard. I wore a pair of shoes all right through the summers. And when I got home, I was a lame man, going up and down them steps of the council houses and all round, you know. But I really thought I was doing it for a good cause.
Got raspberry on, love.
But I've been proved wrong. Cost of living, it's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Another one, yeah.
And when you work hard for a thing like that, and it comes in stuff.
What sort of a man did you think you were working for?
Well, I thought I was working for another Churchill. Been proved wrong.
What do you think about this government, sir?
Well, as far as the policies they outline to get in, they've failed to fulfil most of them. You know, they're making a mess of the country, I think.
Why?
And I voted Tory last time.
Are you worried about immigration?
No, I think that the people the immigrants I know, 90% of them are an asset to the country. You know, especially this Uganda trouble now. I think that on this, they have fulfilled what I consider to be a moral obligation in letting these people in, whatever colour they are. If they'd have been Eskimos, they were still entitled under the agreement we had with them, you know, to honour the passports.
The local Conservative Party here have said that the Conservative natives are getting restless. Do you think that's true?
You know, I know a lot of people that were Conservatives that no longer are Conservative. I'm not going to say that they're going to be Labour, you know, but as you say, the natives are definitely restless, including myself.
Do you think that the leadership of the party is aware of this?
I don't think that most people know who the bloody leader of the party is. You don't see enough of him, do we? Unless you're a yachtsman, you know. I haven't got a boat, so I don't see a lot of him. And I'm not that good a swimmer.
What we need back here is a man like Churchill, if you can find one. And the only man you'll ever find like him is Enoch Powell. And that's my statement.
Why Enoch Powell?
He's strong. He's straight from the shoulder, whatever he's got to say. And people would have a lot of faith in him. I'm not saying about immigrants or anything like this. Disregard what he said about that. But as a man,
it's very difficult to disregard.
I know it's very difficult to disregard. But taking it as a man, this is what I mean. As a person, it seems to have strength of character.
Do you think we have a firm government at the moment?
A firm government? It could be much firmer. Not strong enough. You ought to lead the people. Tell them what to do. Don't ask them. Tell them. They don't do that. They should do.
Are you a Conservative supporter?
I have been in the past, yes. I've a very open mind these days.
What sort of a job do you think Mr. Heath has done? Has he been strong enough?
Hardly. Hardly strong enough.
Is there anyone you'd like to see take over the Conservative Party to replace Mr. Heath?
There's one chap who's very good, I think, but he'll never take over. He has the views of most of the people. That's Enoch Powell.
So far, one Uganda nation has arrived. Not that Ashton has a big immigrant problem. 1,600 Asians out of a population of 47,000 hardly represents an invasion. Nevertheless, Ashton feels threatened and Ashton is frightened.
Middle-aged couple looking to the retirement. So they save up, they save and they save and they get this little palace. The next thing, the Asians move in next door to them, and then across the way they make a little ghetto. You can get a street where perhaps 12 terraced houses and 8 or 9 of them belong to Asians. Now the dream of that young couple, or what was a young couple now getting in old age, has been shattered. They can't sell the property. The value of the property has gone down. They haven't got the money to move away, but they feel that they're living in, well, one of the bazaars of Bombay.
What effect has immigration had on Ashton? Because I've heard a lot of people complain very bitterly about immigration in Ashton. And yet, in the time I've been here, I really haven't seen all that many immigrants.
They're relatively small now, but don't forget 5 years ago they were almost non-existent. If you could see the difference between what it was 5 years ago and what it is now, then you would appreciate the difference. So you can also appreciate what it will be like in another 5 years from now. The number that are here now, I could be quite happy with, but I'm thinking of my children and what Ashton's going to be like in 10, 15, 20 years' time.
Why is it that what Enoch Powell says strikes such a chord in the hearts of so many people?
Well, I think Enoch Powell is at the grassroots of the party.
Would you like to see Enoch Powell as Prime Minister?
Personally, yes, I would, yes. I'd prefer to start off with to see Mr. Heath leading the party with Mr. Powell as a member of his cabinet. But if Mr. Heath doesn't show a tough line, if he doesn't carry out his policies, if he doesn't bring the country on the right tracks, then obviously we've got to give Enoch Powell a chance to do it.
Has the party in Ashton been traditionally a right-wing party?
I don't think so. Probably over the past 5 or 6 years it has drifted towards right wing, which I think the Conservative Party throughout the whole of the country. So we're not unique in Ashton. We're not unique about, all right, we sent this nomination forward about the natives are getting restless. We weren't referring to the natives of Ashton. We're referring to the natives of the whole country. That we feel that this rest that isn't unique in Ashton. Ashton only reflects the feeling of the natives throughout the whole of the country.
Billericay on a Sunday morning is the better tomorrow. With its neat rows of sparkling semis, Billericay looks like a Tory stronghold, but it isn't. Billericay is a marginal seat captured by the Conservatives in 1970. If the Conservative Party are to stay in power, it's seats like Billericay they have to hold.
Well, good morning all. Thanks for turning up. Anyway, it's a terrible job we've got this morning. Membership drive. We all know what we're here for. We're going to do Abbott's Ride there, and we're going to do South Ridge. Now, we've got a good canvass here at the last election. They're all Tories, and if we can't collect money in this road, we want all sweeping.
Every week, this local Conservative branch goes collecting money for the party. Terry Dove, the chairman of these dedicated Tories, dispatches his committee to the doorsteps.
And then Lillian, if you'd like to take the rest of them up here, make sure you try and take £1 at least.
There's so much sort of despondency in the country. Nobody sort of wants to make the country sort of progressive and sort of prosperous again, sort of thing. Everybody's out for his bloody self, like, you know.
I do agree with you a little bit there.
You know, and that's it.
You're the type of chap that, you know, we want to join the party, a nice house, somebody come up, made something of themselves. You know, if you don't tell me what you're disillusioned...
I don't necessarily think I've made something of myself, but what I've got to bloody well work for, like, you know. And
what do you think of Mr. Heath?
Not 37 or 40 hours a week sort of thing. I've worked bloody 60, 70 hours a week since I was 14 years of age, like, you know. So what I've got in my pocket and what I've got in a bank is bloody mine, like, you know. And as for Mr. Heath, like, you know, he's just not aggressive enough, is he? Like,
No,
you know?
no, I would
You
agree.
know, he has everybody tells him what to do. If you've got a governor sort of thing, if he says we do that sort of thing, and he's got the right team round him and they've sort of sorted it out sort of thing, and that's the right approach to the job.
More action is what you're saying from our party.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
because
right.
I am a little bit disgruntled as well. You know, I want to see more action.
No, I vote Conservative, but there are lots of things I'm not very satisfied with, and I think that by joining I'll be endorsing things that I'm not really, you know, 100% keen on.
Well, what are the sort of things that, you know, that you're not satisfied with, Mrs. Jones?
Well, I suppose as a housewife, the rising cost of living and food prices. In fact, like many people around here, we've had to invest in a freezer. Not because, you know, we've got plenty of money, but, you know, to keep the prices down, yes. And the other thing I think that worries most people is the lack of law and order. But I think they ought to get rid of Heath. I think he's a terrible figurehead. I think Douglas Hume is much more impressive. Well, for my money, anyway.
Well, what do you think of our leadership, Mr. Heath? Do you think he's strong enough on it?
Again, the first 12 months, and that seemed as if he was the right man, but he's had to back down, as you mentioned yourself a few moments ago. He's had to back down several times recently, and that's nearly not a sign of strength, is it?
Mr. Powell, do you think he'd make a good leader?
No, for goodness sake, no. Much too prejudiced on the colour business.
Yes, you
Far
think
too
he's-
prejudiced.
yeah, he's
If he can
gone.
be prejudiced on that subject, he can be very prejudiced on others.
The feeling I get, Mr. Evans, going round the streets, you know, that people do want a strong man, and they do look on Powell or people like him that are willing to make a stand on issues and not back down.
Yes, but he's got to be a strong, moderate man. It's no use being a strong right wing or left wing. You've got to be a strong, moderate man in the middle, a strong man in the middle, and he's not a strong man in the middle. He's a strong man at the extreme of the party.
Well, now, what sort of a morning did we have? We've collected much money, have we? Has it been a good road or a bad road?
Well, I've done 5 houses and I've got 1 5-shilling membership.
Oh, well, that's disastrous, Bob. How'd you get on, Belle?
I'd done about half a dozen and I collected 50p.
50p, so a bit struggling. How'd you get on,
got
Alan?
two
We got 75p out of 5 houses.
Not a very good road.
Compared with earlier in the year, it's been very bad indeed.
Yes, normally we've taken £20, £30 on a morning like this. As you're the treasurer, how much do you reckon we've collected, Neil?
About £3.50, which isn't
Not
very
a very
good.
good morning at all, is it?
Very
We've
bad.
got all these
They just
beautiful
don't
girls
wanna
out.
contribute.
Completely apathetic. They're not
yes,
interested.
General.
They just want to shut the door and say, go away, I don't want to join.
There's an awful lot of dissatisfaction.
Well, what we'll have to do, we'll have to come out next week after the party conference and see if that stirs them into a bit of life.
Yes.
Thanks very much for coming out, and I'll see you all next week when we go out sub-collecting again, and let's hope we get better results. Thank you.
Right.
Lovely. Well, what? Yes.